Mm. Oh. Oh, let me undo that. Hi, guys. I was trying to be on time today. I'm excited about tonight's live. I hope y'all are excited because I'm really excited. I wish we could play music. I wish we could play music. I'm really excited. I hope y'all excited. I'm prepared too. I'm prepared today. I am prepared. Good evening. Hopefully you guys are having a lovely day. I am ready. Y'all let me know. Y'all let me know because I'm ready. I'm ready. Y'all ready? I hope y'all ready because I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm back from vacation. I'm refreshed. I'm refreshed. I'm ready to go. Let's go. I am ready. I am ready. And I see, these YouTube streets have been quite interesting since I was gone. I see since I have been away that, these YouTube streets have, they've been pretty interesting. I've missed you guys too. Hi. Okay. Now let me go ahead and get right into this video. Now, I know there are going to be Black men who watch this. So, yeah, there are going to be Black men that watch this. So,
if Black men would be interested.
I've already taken notes. Well, I haven't taken notes, but I have pointed out some things in this video that I want to point out. This will not be my live reaction because I've already watched the video. I just wanted to, give my takeaways, my perspective on some of the things that were mentioned, and I just want to, give my thoughts and opinions on what I heard. And so I feel like, me personally, this is my opinion. I feel like this was constructive criticism, and Dusty's could not handle it. Of course. I don't even think half of them could really take in the message because they were so triggered and they lacked the emotional intelligence that it took in order to receive the constructive criticism. So, before we even watch the full video, the reason why I'm saying it was constructive, I'm going to point out a statement that Brian made. Okay? I love it. Hi, Pink Pill. Well, Chrislyn, hi. I love that. Oh, no, I need to go look. I know you're excited. I know you're just sitting back, basking, sitting on your throne, because you've been doing this for quite some time now. So it's about time that you got your flowers. It's about time that you got your flowers. So I know you're just sitting back, But I wanted to point this out because this is what I heard. This is why I consider it constructive criticism, because of this statement that he made. He wasn't attacking Black men. He actually said this positive statement out of all the constructive criticism that he gave. He actually gave a very positive statement that you could tell he wasn't trying to bring the Black man down. He was just being honest. So I'm going to play the clip here. It's about 20 seconds long, and this is why I titled the video Constructive Criticism.
If Black men would be interested in education and achievement with you, you guys get to take over America financially. If Black men would be interested in education and achievement with you, you guys get to take over America. If Black men would be interested in education and achievement with you, you guys get to take over America.
So let me go ahead and share my screen. Let me share it. I'm going to keep playing that clip over and over. It may be a part of my intro video. It may be a part of my intro video, but it's nothing that we as Black women have not seen. This is why I called it constructive. This is why I felt like he wasn't attacking the Black man. I felt like he was giving constructive criticism from a standpoint that that mattered, because he's looking from the outside in. This is a man that doesn't have anything to do with the Black community at all. He's not really affected by the Black community like that at all. He's just an outsider looking from the outside in, and he gave his opinion on it. So I'm going to keep playing this clip. Let me play it again, because I want you guys to understand that it was constructive. But did you step outside of your ego enough or long enough to hear what he actually said? Probably not. So let me play it again.
If Black men would be interested in education and achievement with you, you guys get to take over America.
What did he say? You guys, did you hear what he said? Because, Black men they stay saying this man was hating on him. How? When he literally said, if Black men, let me play it again. He said what? What he say?
If Black men would be interested in education and achievement with you, if Black men would be interested in education and achievement with you, you guys get to take over America financially.
Yeah, they would be. They would be.
My life work, but Black women work the hardest I've ever seen of anybody in my life.
They want to know if your wife is Black or white.
She's also white. If Black men would be
constructive. It was constructive. So I see how some of these channels are running with this narrative that he was bashing Black men. He didn't. He gave you constructive criticism and you couldn't handle it. And the powerful statement that he made in that video debunked him completely as a white man, and you guys didn't even listen to what he had to say. Because you were so deep in your emotions, in your ego, you didn't even listen. That part in the whole video made what he said constructive, because he sees the potential that we as the Black community have, but we don't achieve. And when it comes down to it, Black women, you could waste your whole life, waiting on a Black king to come along and step up and lead. But the reality is life is short. So are you willing to take that risk? Are you willing to waste your life? Are you willing? I'm going to play the video one more time because I want y'all to hear it correctly, because so many, I was looking at all of these video titles from Black men saying, oh, white Zaddy, Cynthia G was out here having a white man on her platform bashing Black men. He gave you constructive criticism and you just could not handle it. So let's play it one more time. I'm going to be so annoying with this clip. And he's married to a white woman. So I want Black men to explain to me, how is he hating on you again? How is he hating on you again?
Be interested in education and achievement with you. You guys get to take over America financially.
Yeah, they would be. They would be.
My life work, but Black women work the hardest I've ever seen of anybody in my life.
They want to know if your wife is Black or white.
She's also white.
That's all I needed to hear. That's all I needed to know. That's all I needed to hear. At that point, Brian is pretty good in my book. How are you guys feeling? Brian he's pretty good in my book. That don't sound like a man that's trying to tear the Black man down. That sounds like a man that is observing what he's seen. And he's seen where the solution is, and he is placing that on men, as he should, because he understands men are supposed to be leaders. And if they're not being leaders, he needs to hold them accountable. And he held man to man, men accountable within our community. So to the Black women in here that were defending Black men, coddling them, babying them, you too missed that important statement that he made. He literally said we could take over America. That's what Brian said. That's what he said. That is what he said. So now I'm going to react to the full video, but I wanted to point that out because I want people to understand that it was constructive criticism. But were you listening though? Were you listening long enough? Were you in a position to listen to where your ego was set aside, your emotions were put on the back burner, and you were just able to listen to what he had to say without automatically making the assumption that because he's a white man, that he's automatically against you? Because that's not what it sounded like to me. He basically said if black men matched us on an economical, educational, intellectual level, we could take over America. And one thing that I noticed was there were a lot of proud black men that want to stand on the strength of being a male and being black. And that's all they have to show for their manhood. But this man, Brian, is challenging you and you're wanting to be emotional about it. Like you're wanting to be emotional about it. What infrastructure can you stand on? You don't have any infrastructure within your community to really stand on to one up Brian. So he's challenging you and you're so busy playing the victim that he basically said, listen, if you match me or met me halfway, you can one up me. He literally said that. But no, black men are so emotional. They lack the emotional intelligence to where they didn't even hear that statement. They couldn't get past the fact that he said that he was like, what, 6'2", 6'3"? Like, come on. And he said that he wasn't afraid of black men. I mean, as a man, would you ever admit to fearing another man? No, you would not.
85.
So let's get into this. I'm going to break down this entire video. I don't know who Brian is, but Brian, like, listen, you got a brother. You got a cousin. You got somebody. Okay, because he had me at 6, what did he say, 6'2", 6'3"? I said, Brian, I mean, if you want to slide in my DMs, go ahead. Like, what? Let's take on the world. Like, let's take over the world. Like, what are we doing? I mean, he sounded real fun. I'm like, dang, it was just the way that he talked and how he carried himself. It was like finally someone you can have a rational conversation with that didn't involve being overly emotional, and all of a sudden you end up in a shouting match where you have to be aggressive. It was a breath of fresh air. It really was. It was beautiful. So let's react to the full video.
845, you're on the line.
Hey, long time listener calling in to talk about Tariq and She. I want to get your opinion on his newest breaking documentary.
I haven't watched it.
It's really strange because it's perpetuating a victim complex within black men. It kind of feels like it's enabling more laziness with
the
community. Perpetuates more blame behaviors by blaming people like me, I guess, whose ancestors did something.
You mean when you mean people like you? Are you saying white man?
I want to get your opinion.
Well, hold on. First, I have to
perpetuating feminine role on men.
Right. So
I want to get your opinion on it.
Right. So when you say people like you, you're a white man, I would assume then, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I haven't watched the butt breaking movie. But one thing I will agree with is that the only thing that Tariq sets out to do is perpetuate a victim narrative. I will say that because at the end of the day, I mean, I think if black men feel like you guys are oppressing them, it's because they're letting you. It's really that simple. But I haven't seen the movie.
You should watch it. It's very interesting, and black women are the most educated demographic across America. So I put my hand up for that. If you want to get an education, you want to better yourself, you want to perpetuate good life behaviors and push away negativity. That's great. That one documentary in particular really touched deep into me because it really, it pushes black men further into a submissive role to kind of larp through the oppression of your ancestors.
Now, okay, Brian made a good point here when he said that when black men play the victim, they put themselves in a more submissive role. And I couldn't agree more with that statement. I could not agree more with that statement. I don't even think they look at it like that. I don't, because let me explain. Black women collectively within the Black community, we have always taken on that role to just get things done with or without help. And that has always automatically placed us in a dominant masculine role because we were left without a choice. Versus men, they feel, and collectively speaking, the majority, they feel like by playing the victim, it automatically, it emasculates them. You know, if there's, when it comes to being a Black woman, there's no such thing as I can't or I won't. There's just a matter of, well, how can we do it? What's the plan? What's next? What do we need to do in order to achieve this goal? How can we move forward? And why were we like that? Because we had children that were depending on us to survive. So we didn't have time to play that victim role. Like, this man left me without a baby, or no, this man left me with a baby. He left me to basically fend for myself and my child, and he just abandoned me. So we were never given the space to play the victim. We just didn't have time to do that. We had a child to feed, and when you have a child to feed, your own needs are neglected. So, you know, I think that's the privilege when it comes to Black men, that they can even play the feminine role within our community to begin with. Like, it's a privilege for them to be able to do that. And I felt like Brian, he made a great point, and I really wanted to point that out because that is what we're seeing. We're seeing role reversal. And I don't think Black men collectively understand how it emasculates them. It makes them more feminine among other men when they play that victim role, because other men are not playing the victim. I literally just came back from Mexico, and when you see how others live and you see what they're willing to do for their families, when you see what other men are willing to do for their families to just make ends meet, it's incredible, because it's like, it's not something that you really see within the Black community. You see it among us as Black women, but you don't see it among the men as much. And so he made a great point. He was saying when Black men play the victim, they step into that submission role automatically, and they don't even use any type of critical thinking when they do it. It's so natural to them, and it's still natural to them to this day. Okay. So Sauce Boss, thank you for the $5. Black men are, it seems like you're a Black man. Okay. Black men will never take over America. Even 100% of Black men and women have mastered in PhD. 100% of Black men and women have mastered in PhDs. I mean, are we speaking statistically, or are we speaking off of opinions here? Because the whole, do I need to play the clip again? He said you guys are not matching us educationally. That's false. That is false. That's not true at all. Because if I'm being completely honest, you guys are not even being pushed to get educated by other men. That's false. I don't agree with that at all. Okay. Because if that was true, we would not be here today. And I've made this known on my platform. Black men are not dumb. Black men are not stupid. Black men are not incapable. They're just lazy. And I'm not about to sit around and wait on them to get it together. I'm just not. I'm not wasting my life like that. I'm not waiting on a Black man to come along and, you know, wishing and hoping on a prayer, praying over my Bible, like, God, please send me a Black man. Like, I don't have time for that. Life is short. I'm living for today, not for 10 years from now, because I don't have 10 years from now. But if there are Black women out here that want to wait on a Black king, well, you're going to keep on waiting. Because get in line, sis. And let me tell you something. The line is all the way back there. It's all the way back there. And you don't get any, what are those, free passes like at Disney? You don't get to skip the line, sis. So go ahead and get all the way in the back and wait. since you want to put all your eggs in one basket. Okay, let's continue.
An excuse to not do anything today to help your situation as Black women and your children and, you know, the elderly people in your community, crime moguls in your community. It's kind of just weird that that kind of video would come out at a time like this when there's supposed to be empowerment for people in your community, when it's just nonstop negativity, draining the life force out of Black women who are doing all of the legwork, all of it. You're doing everything on your own. There's no help for you on the other end of your community.
So let me ask you something, because you have a lot of people in the chat box saying they don't believe that you're white. They believe that you're Black or biracial.
No. I grew up in Westchester County, New York. I grew up 20 miles from George Soros in a town called Yorktown Heights, where Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is from. My name is Brian. I never met a Black dude named Brian that speaks like me in my whole life. I used to go into New York to have fun, you know, go to like Miss Mamie's Spoonbread down in Harlem and get some soul food and go to Times Square and bust up heads with skateboards or do whatever. But no.
So let me ask you something. Since you're familiar with Tariq Nasheed, then that makes me believe, you know, you pay a lot of attention to stuff that happens in the Black community. A lot of white people do, more than Black people are willing to recognize. So what do you think about the fact that Black men try to speak for y'all, white men, in terms of what y'all desire? Like, have you heard Black men sitting up saying, well, white men don't want Black women, and you guys need to do this, that, and the third to get a white man? So what do you think about Black men trying to be you guys' mouthpiece in terms of what you actually desire?
Well, I mean, you really can't gatekeep my sexuality at all. You know, what I think is attractive and not, I'm more attracted to a person's success, educational standards, family background, religious practices, you know, what they want for the future. They want to build something, or are they just living in the moment? I'm not a live in the moment kind of person. I'm planning for the future. I have a lot of money saved back in case of emergencies. You know, I'm married. I have kids that take care of my family. I love and respect Black women. Black men are a nuisance where I grew up, and it's more now than ever present danger within the Metro New York City area because of very ostentatious and feminine behaviors being groomed into young Black men. They don't know how to act like men anymore. It's very confusing because it's very hard to speak to them. I have to speak to you and have a calm, normal, rational conversation. I can't get that from the Black person because they immediately jump to a knee-jerk emotional response of telling me to go get burned in the sun, you know, call me mayo or whatever stupid shit people say. You know, I mean, it kind of just rolled off my back. I don't really care about those kind of terms, but I'm attracted to power, first and foremost. If a Black woman is the most educated person in my wife's friend group, which it is, then I'm intellectually attracted to that person. I want to engage with my wife's best friend and her husband. Yeah, they're pretty interesting people. I have no patience and tolerance for ignorance, and that's why I listen to your content, because you're a very educated individual who speaks honestly about the issues in your community, and you actually offer some decent remedies, decent conversation. People like Tariq Nasheed just want to cry at me all day long, and I don't appreciate that. I don't.
Oh my God! Wait, okay, I gotta stop him. Listen. When the man said, "I'm attracted to power," I said, "Woo! I mean, I need some water. Like, this is a lot. Hold on. It's just sexy, you know. It's very attractive. It's very attractive. We don't even know what this man looked like for real, you know. But it's just, his intellect is very attractive. It's refreshing. It's just very attractive. Like, it's very attractive. I also want to point out this. He said, Black men cannot gatekeep my sexuality. Yeah, that's what he said. He said, Black men cannot gatekeep my sexuality. I gotta drink some more water. Woo! That's what I'm like. His wife is very lucky. Does he have a brother, cousin? You know, call me, DM me. No, but seriously though, he said you cannot gatekeep my sexuality. That's what he said. And you know how homophobia is so rampant within the Black community. So to hear him say that, you know, it highlighted a thought to me. It highlighted that why do Black men try to gatekeep other people's sexuality? I think that's weird. What you do behind closed doors, it's not my business. Honestly, it's not my concern. So it's just weird how they want to speak for someone else's sexuality. Like it's weird. It's weird. He said you cannot gatekeep, and I respect that. I respect that. It's not even the fact that, you know, he didn't even say this is the thing that I liked about Brian was he didn't go into this, oh, Black women are the most beautiful creatures in the world. Black women they have glowy skin, they're chocolates, they're brownies. He didn't even go to any of that. He said, as a man, as a dominant masculine man, he said, another man cannot gatekeep my sexuality. And that's what earned my respect for me. Because it's like, oh, he's his own man. He's not easily influenced. That's what I got. He's not an easily influenced man. And he has my respect. Sauce Boss, thank you for the $20. But ladies, calm down in the chat. I didn't come to argue with y'all. I agree. Majority of Black men don't know to be responsible. Well, we're on the basics of this is a responsibility. Okay, some Black men tend to use the white man. The white man is holding them back down from growing financially and emotionally. And listen, I hate to break it to you, Sauce Boss Man, but it's greater than just finances. That's all y'all think about. I was just talking to a Black man the other day about comfortability. I said, I reposted a tweet on my Instagram about let's normalize stay-at-home moms, right, among Black people. And he said, oh, Black women can never be stay-at-home moms because the economy doesn't allow them to be. And I said, the economy within the Black community with a Black man, because the average Black man only makes like maybe $50K a year. No, we can't normalize stay-at-home moms within the Black community. And he felt like he was checking me. And I'm just like, it's a reflection of your own doing, well, your lack thereof, because we don't have the space to be stay-at-home moms because you guys are not economically competing with these other men. So I'm just confused. And I don't know who this person is in the comment section, but she's saying that call was scripted. Even if it was, there's so much truth to it. Let me play the clip again. Let me go back and play the clip again since you're new here. If you feel like he was bringing down the Black man, let me play this clip that you probably missed because you were being emotional or you're so male identified. You hopped on defending a man before thinking about your own benefits when it comes to being a Black woman. Let me play this clip one more time. If you want to hear what Brian had to say about how he feels about Black men on a positive note, because it really brought his perspective together. So let me go ahead and play that clip since you want to be in the comments, you want to be in the chat, and you want to, defend Black men. That's fine. But he said this one thing that I really want you to think about. Let me pull it back up. And at this point, I'm going to just keep playing the audio. I'm going to just play the audio. How about that? I'm going to just play the audio so you can hear what he had to say.
If Black men would be interested in education and achievement with you, you guys get to take over America financially. If Black men would be interested in education and achievement with you, you guys get to take over America. If Black men would be interested in education and achievement with you, you guys get to take over America financially. If Black men would be interested in education and achievement with you, you guys get to take over America. If Black men would be interested in education and achievement with you, you guys get to take over America.
Okay. That don't sound scripted to me. Does that sound like a white man that's trying to hold a black man back? No, that don't sound like a white man that's trying to hold a black man back at all. That doesn't sound like a white man that's trying to bring the black man down. He's just giving you constructive criticism. Like, let me talk sports since that's the only thing y'all can really relate to. Unfortunately, if your basketball coach or your football coach got in your face, got on your ass about how you're not performing that well, he's giving you constructive criticism so that you can perform better. That's what he said in this video. So, what's the problem? He's white. You guys sign contracts with white men to perform entertainment all the time. You guys are coached by white men all the time. They get on your ass about how you are not doing what you need to do on the football field, on the basketball court, at soccer practice. So what's the difference? What is the difference? What is the difference? There is no difference. Other than the fact that he wants you to get out here and create some infrastructure within your community and you're bitching about it. Okay. A glamorous black woman. Okay, sis, how you doing tonight? I find it interesting that non-black women or black men value women that achieve higher education, yet black men like to belittle this, and dominant men value education and power. I agree. And you know why dominant men value education and power? They have someone they can talk to at night. Someone that can spark an idea, a perspective, can assist them when it comes to thinking outside the box. A queen, just throwing that out there. Black men be like, I need me a queen. I need me a queen. But when you got one, you don't know what to do with her because you're intimidated by her because you lack something within yourself. And so you project that onto her. So you have to belittle her to the core so that then you can feel more like a man. That's all they do in my chat box. And I'm no dummy. Okay. Listen, my daddy raised me. He taught me to be he taught me not to allow anybody into my emotions, because once you allow just any and everyone into your emotions, they control your life. So that goes for you, to the black men that are on here watching. If you allow the white man into your emotions, okay, yeah, he is holding you back. You have that defeated mindset. And I wasn't raised to have no defeated mindset. I wasn't raised to be a victim. But I am learning to be a dismantle and distress, because that is a benefit to me, and it's my birthright as a woman. So I will play dismantle and distress. Okay? I sure will. Oh, that hurts. Oh my God, can you carry these boxes? I can't carry them. My back, I can't do it. It's too much. Yeah, we get it done. But I will definitely use that dismantle and distress. Okay, I'm not about to break a sweat if I don't have to. Oh my God, can you help me? I'm still working on it. I haven't gotten it all the way there, but we working on it, because I was taught the opposite. I was taught not to cry. I was taught to suppress my emotions. So I'm working on it with therapy, with acting in the mirror. I'm getting better. I am, because I was the total opposite. Okay, hold on. Did I miss a super chat? Sorry, you guys. Hold on. Did I miss a super chat? Hold on. Let me go back to the top. I got my everlasting life to that video. I find black men expect the leadership role handed to them. Oof. Yeah, because I'm black and I'm a man. Okay, but what else? That's the first thing that comes to my mind. But with no proof of effort per a family member, you have to work like a slave to shit like a king. Ooh, I like that. Ooh, let me say that again. You have to work like a slave to shit like a king. That is, yeah, I agree. I agree with that. I sure do. It's just a mess. And, and listen, to the black women that are still doing it, stop praising these men for being black and being male. That ain't cutting it no more. The only reason why our ancestors used to do that, or our grandmothers and our mothers, was because they were facing certain things within society, but now it's an even playing field. Okay, these men are just flat out lazy. They won't even take the time to do the proper research to start a business when Google is free. You don't even have to go to school to start a business. Our ancestors didn't have access to the internet. They didn't have access to social media. They didn't have access on how to create a clientele online. Like, stop it. These men do what they want to do. They do what they want to do. They just lazy. There's no other excuse other than laziness. It's just flat out laziness. And y'all keep coddling them. I'm black and I'm a man. Okay, well, keep being black and a man and see how far that gets you, because it's not getting you far.
I don't have a single ancestor in America that earlier than the 20th century. I didn't do fucking shit to anyone, ever. And I'm tired of hearing it. And at least someone like you could call me person and no color with blue eyes and cream-colored skin and pink lips. That's fine with me. But, I mean, that you're not going to go to that as, like, your first and only response.
Well, if we're trying... If we're trying to have a discussion, then no, that wouldn't be a part of the discussion unless there was somebody that called them that was trolling, because I do get people trolling. But in terms of, having a discussion, I can have a discussion. But, I do agree with you, because at the end of the day, it is very evident to me that Black men just want to talk. Ooh. I mean, they just want to talk about oppression, but they don't really want to do anything about it. And I know you've voiced your opinion, and look, it just is what it is. I say all the time, Black men act like they don't live in a society with other groups of men that they have to interact with, and they do. So now that you're, a representative of the dominant men in the society, it just is what it is, because you guys went and took your dominance. Black men have to interact with you, but they don't want to understand what it is that they're doing to paint your perception of them. So they run around and say that, white men are threatened by them. Are you guys threatened by Black men?
I'll be honest about myself. I'm 6'3", 221 pounds. I go to the gym a lot. I swim 5 kilometers every single morning before I go to work and open up my business. I take my kids to school. They all eat healthy. I eat healthy. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I don't do drugs. I mean, I did it in college, but I'm 37 years old now. I don't need to do that. I don't know why Black men expect you to act feminine when they've taken on the feminine role. So you've had to follow nature and play both roles, and then they call Black women overly aggressive, overly, trying to think of the word, possessive, or matriarchal when they're not playing their natural role. It's really, really confusing, because I'm the head of my household. I ask my wife for advice. She's educated too, but at the end of the day, decisions are mine. I spend the money I make. She doesn't work.
Woo. He said, at the end of the day, the decisions are mine. And he had a leg to stand up on because he got a business? That's what I'm talking about. Like, that's what I'm talking about. It's the mouthpiece for me. It's the mouthpiece. It's what he's talking about. It ain't even the fact that he white. It's the fact that what he's saying is just, Anyway, I do want to add that he said, he said something about Black men. Hold on. Let me go back.
They all eat healthy. I eat healthy. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I don't do drugs. I mean, I did it in college, but I'm 37 years old now. I don't need to do that. I don't know why Black men expect you to act feminine when they've taken on the feminine role. So you've had to follow nature and play both roles, and then they call Black women overly aggressive, overly, trying to think of the word, possessive, or matriarchal when they're not playing their natural role. It's really, really confusing, because I'm the head of my household. I ask my wife for advice. She's educated too, but at the end of the day, decisions are mine. I spend the money I make. She doesn't work. I give her whatever she needs. If she asks me for money, I give it to her. For car breaks, I pay for it, get fixed, or buy her a new one. If my kid's tuition needs to be paid, I pay it. Things like that. I'm very confused why Black men who act like women would want you to submit. I don't know how much more feminine you could be than that.
Okay, so he went into his description, right? And black men were triggered by that. Okay, he listed off his stats, what he brings to the table, and black men were triggered by that. As a man, a masculine, dominant man, okay, what kind of stats would you read off? Would you admit to would you actually sit up here as a man and fear and say that you fear another man? What man would ever admit that if they do deep down feel that way? In what world? Like, let's go back to let's go back to sports, because I feel like that's the only way I can get to y'all without y'all getting overly emotional. Okay. Now, if you were going up against a white man, okay, he's listing off his stats, you list off yours. In what world would a man ever admit to fearing another man with a family, with a wife and kids to look after? What man would do that? And y'all were triggered? That's that feminine stuff that I be talking about. When you speak to black men, they get so emotional, and it's just like, why are you not listing off your stats? Is it because you don't have stats to list? Is it because you don't have stats to list? Is that what it is? Because that's what I heard when I was hearing all of these men crying about it. I'm like, what are you crying about? He's showing up. Are you? You not showing up. You complaining. My stomach hurt. He coming for me. I can't do it. Like I can't do it. Like, since when? They got emotional because they didn't have any stats to offer other than entertainment. All you had, I'll never, listen, I'm going to be reacting to another video here soon of a black man that reacted to Cynthia G's video. And the only thing he could list when it came to stats, is hilarious, was we killing when it comes to the sports, and we're athletes, and okay, but like outside of entertainment, what are your stats? What are your stats? All you have is your physical physique that you can maybe possibly one them up on, but outside of that, like what stats? What stats that offer power? Because this is another thing. To the pro athletes out here, to the pro athletes that are out here, they're signing contracts. To entertainers, you're signing contracts. You're owned by these bigger production companies that are owned by white men. Y'all get on Instagram. Sorry, Roper. I'm sorry. I'm going to get to you here, girl. But they out here promoting Hennessy. Hennessy is owned by a white man. Who do you think is getting paid for the promotion of Hennessy? You always see black men out here talking about Hennessy this and Hennessy that, Hennessy this, Hennessy that. It's owned by white men. Now you got black men out here promoting tequila, owned by Hispanic man. Get it together. You don't have stats. That's why you got offended and emotional, because you didn't have nothing to match it outside of being an athlete or an entertainer. That's my issue with y'all. Y'all don't think outside the box, and then you want to cry about it. Don Julio Tequila is owned by a Hispanic man. His grandchildren are carrying his legacy that he started years ago, generations ago. Hennessy, owned by a white man. His grandchildren are carrying his legacy. I don't have nothing for us. Like, and it's really sad, y'all. It ain't even funny. It's sad. It's sad. You don't have you don't have anything to. You can't go up against. You can't go up against them when you try to match them like that. Hispanic people can. Hispanic men can. Asian men can. But you can't. Okay, you got to be able to compete outside of sports. But that's common sense. Vodka too. I mean, come on, like, step it up. Instead of y'all taking it correctly, Ciroc, I'm not sure who owns Ciroc. I think it's just sponsored by Diddy. I don't think Ciroc is owned by a black man. Once again, you're partnering. You're not creating your own. Anyway, hi, Yoni. Black men can accept that they took a massive L on this one. Where are the rebuttal videos to what Brian said if they disagreed and have receipts? Exactly. They don't have any. They don't have any, but I have some. We don't own anything. That is the problem. And instead of y'all getting competitive, y'all getting emotional. I'm fired up. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to. The man said, if black men met us on a educational, intellectual, economical level, we could take over America. And they didn't even hear that because they were so deep in their ego. They were so emotional, looking for a black woman to coddle them. Well, we didn't. Well, I mean, some of y'all showed up. I didn't. I'm like, well, he ain't lying about nothing he talking about. Because again, y'all out here promoting the white man, the Hispanic man, the Asian man's products and companies and signing contracts to them. And you're not creating nothing of your own for real. Not really. And then you want to hate on Rick Ross. Get it together. Glamorous Eyes Personal, thank you for the $2. It just mean he's with a white woman, so does it matter? Yeah, because it gives you a perspective from a person that's outside of the community that's looking in. Yeah, it does. And I'm gonna tell you why. Let me play the clip again, and I'm gonna be annoying with it because y'all not listening. Y'all getting so offensive because he's white. Listen to what he's saying. Listen to his words. Listen to what he's actually saying, though. Y'all not listening. One thing therapy will teach you is not to be so reactive. So let me play it again.
Financial, black men would be interested in education and achievement with you. I mean, you guys get to take over America. If black men would be interested in education and achievement with you, I mean, you guys get to take over America. If black men would be interested in education and achievement with you, I mean, you guys get to take over America.
Does that sound like a white man that's against you? Does that sound like a white man that's holding you back? Does that sound like a white man that don't want to see the black man win? No, because he wouldn't have said that. He wouldn't have said it. Jeez. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you for the $4.99. Welcome back, Yoni. So glad you talking about this girl. Sid's interview with Brian was so good to watch. It was refreshing. It was like a breath of fresh air. It was like, oh my gosh. She didn't even have to hit the mute button. It was just refreshing. It was a very non-biased opinion, which makes it more relevant since he's, in a sense, doesn't have anything to lose when he spoke on the truth. And actually, yeah, he did have something to lose, a leg up when it comes to dominance and power, because he admitted to us on a public platform that we could take over America. He didn't have to say that, but it's the truth. So, something to think about. Thank you, JJ. Now let's get back to the video. Oh, also, I wanted to say this. I wanted to chime into this. Listen, I don't watch Tyreek. I don't know his content like that or anything like that. But if Tyreek has the power to come out with a movie to play the victim, why doesn't he have the power to maybe put some things in motion to where black men are not being murdered by police? He has time to play the victim, but he doesn't have time to start a business or start a movement that is on the up and up. It's because he's profiting. He only knows how to profit off of playing the victim. He doesn't know how to profit off of creating a movement or creating some infrastructure within the community to where it actually benefits black men, programs, mentoring, something. But he got time for black men to play the victim and have self-pity. Okay. All right. That's why I didn't watch it. I'm like, you got time to make this movie and stuff, but you don't have, like, something up there ain't clicking. Something up there ain't clicking. Something up there is not clicking. Too busy making videos. Too busy trying to be too busy trying to be a celebrity. It's getting weird.
Well, I mean, how could you possibly act in that role? Like, how could you be more feminine than feminine? I guess if you acted like a limp-wristed, queer or whatever, but who the fuck wants to act like that if that's not how they naturally are? You shouldn't be pushed into that role as a necessity.
So basically, y'all don't see black men as a threat because there's no real reason to.
No, not physically, not economically, not intellectually. I think that black women can compete with white men. I know there's a couple people in the Business Owners Association I belong to with black women that are running in the same circles as me. And
I'm gonna need some more water.
They're running their tight shit real good, and they're making money hand over fist and taking care of their families by themselves without black men. So both of them, they're both single mothers, and they're both paying their kids' college tuition cash by working in my industry. You're not the problem. Black women, at least you could sit down at my table and have a meal with me and discuss problems openly. Black men are just irate.
So let me ask you this, because you talked about your home. Obviously, your home is very traditional. You run it as the man is the head, which I actually agree. I think a lot of black men don't really understand how traditional black women actually are. Where if you want to be the head of the household, that's fine. But one of the common themes, which if you watch Tariq, you probably hear this a lot, where he says welfare took the black man out of the home, and black women choosing feminism demand black men. Now we know that white women actually started the feminist movement, but them starting the feminist movement
Tanisha, that is a great point, sis. Thank you for the $4. Why do black people think you have to be black or connected to the black community in some way to have a valid opinion, girl? I'm trying to figure it out. I told y'all what I thought. I felt like it was constructive because he made a very powerful statement. But I think there were too many emotional people in the comment section to actually hear him out. Let's get back to it.
Subscribing to feminism somehow didn't emasculate white men. So what was it that you guys did to where feminism and welfare wasn't able to emasculate you?
Welfare programs were initiated in America for war widows, first and foremost. So it was like, a guarantee that you had some ability to provide beyond whatever Social Security paid back then for $50, I think, 1940. Right now, as it is, white people like me, European ancestors, European Americans, whatever, are the dominant people in America still. So the highest number and concentration of people that are collecting welfare benefits are white people that live in West Virginia, people in Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, backwoods Ohio, backwoods Pennsylvania, and upstate New York, places like that. There's an awful lot of white trash in America. There's a lot of black trash. There's a lot of trash, period. A lot of poor people in America. Black men fought in World War I and World War II. Black women fought in World War I, World War II. They came back home and experienced, I guess, maybe a different kind of emotional response to trauma, to PTSD. Maybe people of my ancestry are just built better to maintain a better morale in that kind of high-stress situation. I really can't tell. I don't live in your community.
I want to say this because Brian made a great point. He made a great point. Thank you, Melinda. Thank you for the $10. He made a great point when he said that black women were right next to them when they were going through everything. So why is it that's my issue with black men? It's like they neglect what we went through. They neglect us as if we weren't standing right next to them. They neglect us as if we weren't taking on that burden with them. They act like our grandmothers, our great-grandmothers, and in some cases, we took on way more than they did because we had to bear children. But we were standing right next to them, with menstrual cycles, hormones, children, postpartum, going through exactly what they were going through, and in some cases, way worse. So, what's your excuse? What is your excuse? We suffered too. It wasn't just you. Yeah, some were pregnant. Like, this is why if y'all want to sit up here and coddle black men, that's on you. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Because who's coddling us? Who's coddling us? As if we weren't standing side by side. And in some cases, some of us were dumb enough to stand in front of them. I'm getting upset because it's like that's the part that don't sit right with me. Because it's like we were standing right next to you. What is the excuse? What?
You know, like I know of your community, I live around it, I don't live in it, so I don't know how to experience life as Black American, so to say.
Yeah, because they say a lot that, you know, welfare took them out of the home, feminism demanded them.
Supplemental.
Yeah.
Welfare supplemental and makes up for the lack of a man being in the house. Listen, if you have children indiscriminately with people and you don't care where you're blowing your loads, you feel consequences. The condom is really not that great, but I didn't want to have 30 children with my wife, so I still use them. 37 years old, I have gray hair in my beard, have a receding hairline. Yeah, I'm still, making love to my wife every single night, almost. Still wearing condoms, because I don't want to have any more kids. It's just that fucking simple. And they're free at every Planned Parenthood, which is pretty much every single city in the United States. You can go online, you can get a whole box mailed to your house for free. If Black men want to continue to be ridiculously irresponsible in a sexual manner, then they could deal with the consequences, losing driver's license, losing the ability to have money or a bank account, having their credit destroyed. That's a choice. You're making a choice. At the end of the day, you're choosing who to bed down with. I mean, for women, it's different, I guess, if you get raped. But you can't rape a man and, a baby grows in his ass and he shits it out. It doesn't work that way. Men are making a proactive choice to just be ridiculous and be completely sexually irresponsible. And I've seen a lot of that. I think the statistics are 77% of Black babies in America are born to unwed mothers. It doesn't necessarily mean that there isn't no father in the house, but that means that there's no, marriage. Marriage to me is probably a lot different in meaning and understanding to the Black community. Marriage to me is just an easier way to do taxes. It's really all what I care about my wife a great deal. I don't, fuck around on her, shouldn't fuck around on these things like that. But marriage is an absolute necessity to maintain a healthy household. If you want to look biblically,
healthy
I
household.
guess you can be married, but Black men don't understand that. And, I don't appreciate the level of pressure that they put on women in your community. Raising children is tough with two people. I have parents that help out too, and it's still tough. To do it all alone, it's ridiculous. Plus, you're still the most educated demographic in America. So I don't know how you're pulling that off. I don't understand. So if I get into a confrontation with somebody who is Black woman, I could understand why there's a little bit of stress. And you want to blow it off in my direction? I can tell you right now, most white men aren't going to get too offended about getting yelled at or called names. I kind of just laugh and look the other way if someone says honky this or mayo that. I think it's funny.
That's a man.
Well, because the thing of it is when you talk about, single mothers, and this is a thing that, I'll go back to Tariq because I used to follow him as well. And, in our community, they blame single mothers on the women. They'll say, well, Black women are being these single mothers. Like, what do you guys think in terms of, like, when you look at the Black community and you think about single mothers, like, who do you guys, from your perception, because again, the bottom line of it is we're an integrated society, so we have to share spaces with you guys, we have to talk to you, we have to consider what your perspective is of our people. It just is what it is. You guys have the social dominance, you write the laws and stuff, so we have to consider it. When you guys look at single mothers in the Black community, who do you guys think are responsible for those?
Okay, now before they get into that, Lizzie, you made a great point. To me, Black men purposely have kids with different women the way they always have a place to stay. Black women are their retirement plan. Yes. And this is, you guys got mad at, I don't know, I don't want to butcher her name, but I think it's Ayana Fix My Life, when she said you need to gatekeep your womb, but you don't understand how when you don't, right? Men can trap you. So why wouldn't you want to gatekeep your womb? Why would you take offense to that? You should gatekeep your womb for that reason alone. I know a man right now, if I was to go back to him, he would try to trap me. I know that for a fact. So I would never go back to him. I'm gatekeeping my womb now that I know the truth about him. So I gatekeep. It's my responsibility. Does that take the responsibility off the man? Hell no, it does not. But I can't control what men do. I can control these legs though, but I can't control what men do. So I'm very particular about who I allow in and who I don't. Because I understand a man can try to trap me. He sees me climbing the ladder. He sees how successful I am. He probably wants me to fund his lifestyle. Let me trap her. You don't think men are out here thinking like that? You got to be careful. If you know you're a successful woman, you're a professional, you have an amazing career, you have an amazing life. If you don't think there aren't men out here that are ready to trap you, you're too naive. Gotta be careful. I'm just call you Gino. Thank you, Gino, for the $5. Hold on. Wait, do those internet dusties speak for the Black man at Harvard Law School? I don't get your point. Does Shaniqua speak for the Black man who teaches law at Harvard? Probably not. No, okay, I get the inside joke. I get it now. At first I'm like, what? Okay, yeah. No, they don't. No, they don't. But people do have an opinion. Shaniqua can give her opinion on Black women who teach at law at Harvard. And yeah, the Dusties, they can't speak for Black men, but they could give their opinion on it. Everyone has an opinion. It's life. Everyone. Hold on. Did I miss a comment? Okay. Sauce and the Boss said this chat is funny. It's hilarious. I love it. I love my supporters. I love you guys so much. You guys are so entertaining. Y'all mean sometimes, but if it's the truth, y'all, it's straight, no chaser. Hopefully you can handle that. Okay, Dana, thank you for the $4.99. Let me tell you that these men have been the ones to trap a lot of women. Yeah, that basically, when we look out into the community and we see a lot of single mothers, I'm not going to say all, but a lot of them are women that were trapped. So as a Black woman, okay, use your intellect. At this point, don't use your intellect. You need to be street smart. If you're seeing that, why wouldn't you want to gatekeep your womb? It only makes sense because a lot of these women have been trapped. Whenever you see, you always wonder, well, she's so successful. How did she become a single mother? She got trapped. So gatekeep, especially when you are climbing the ladder and you're a professional, you're a career woman, you're driven, you got a lot going for yourself. Men see that and they see it come up. So you got to be careful with that. But people think it was always the other way around. Not in my mind. Not in my mind. Not in my mind. If you want to know who took Black men out the home, accountability. Discipline, no discipline, giving in to temptations. That's what took Black men out the home. Just saying. But Black women, we didn't have that option. Why? Because we had children to feed. So we couldn't just abandon our kids like that. Not all, but the majority. Let's get back to it.
Man, when an unmarried couple has a child at the hospital, by law, the mother is sole custodian of the child. So if you and I were to have a child, which is not going to happen, but whatever, hypothetically speaking, you would immediately retain 100% custody of that child, and then I would have to, go through child support assessments and maintenance for like whatever your household income is lacking or whatever you're needing for the child. So I mean, it's 100% on the men. I mean, it's their choice to engage in these political systems. They don't need to be abolished at all. I think they should be expanded to help more single mothers that happily pay a lot more taxes so that children could have better meals, better education, better clothes, better transportation, mental health screening, medicine, hospitalizations, books and toys and iPads, and all the other crap that I donate to random charities. I would love to help your community more, but I would kind of need your men to meet me halfway. I can't do all the legwork on my own to disperse equality, so to speak, because the government kind of just says this is what's equal to all people. And this is what it is.
Listen, Brian said, I just want you guys to meet me halfway. Is that a man saying that's trying to one-up you? No, that's not. Let's play it again.
If Black men would be interested in education and achievement with you, you guys get to take over America. If Black men would be interested in education and achievement with you, you guys get to take over America. If Black men would be interested in education and achievement with you, you guys get to take over America.
Brian just wants y'all to meet him halfway. Can you meet him halfway? Can you? Can you show up and meet him halfway? That's all he asking. Sauce Boss, ladies in the chat, is a man that makes 40 to 50K good enough to marry, yes or no? In today's economy, no. How can on a 40 to 50K salary, my kids would have to go to a shitty school district. My kids will not be dumb. So I'm gonna need you to step it up because my kids will not be dumb and they will not go to a shitty school district. Excuse my French. My kids will not go to a shitty school district. Talking about it's 40. No, it's not. It's not. It's not good enough. My kids deserve better than that. And if I can't give them better than that, then I won't have them. It's that simple. So, this ain't about no Birkin bag. This ain't about no car. This is about schooling for my children, my legacy, my lineage. So if I cannot offer them like a 40 to 50K household, that's not a good school district, sir. Unfortunately, you want to know why it's not a good school district? Because Black men have not created infrastructure within the Black community that can offer better schooling. So no, I'm sorry, sir. 40 to 50K a year ain't cutting it for me. It's not. So no, it's not. Ooh, it ain't a Birkin bag. Ooh, it's not. Ooh. It's not a car. Ooh, I'm not trying to floss on Instagram with a Chanel bag. Ooh. I want my kids to be educated properly. I want them to have certain opportunities and privileges that I did not have. I want them to have a real chance at getting whatever outside of sports. Outside of sports. I want them to be able to get a scholarship outside of sports. So no, 40 to 50K ain't good enough. Come harder. 40 to 50K. What am I? Not my kids. Oh, not my kids.
Your concept of what it means to be equal to somebody who's from Puerto Rico is different than what they're going to think is being equal to you. I mean, they might think you live.
The conference has been locked. Sorry about that, Zane. I just locked it because I have a certain amount of calls and I want to be able to get them without anybody else coming back in. But that's the thing, and I think it's really important. And I really think that Black people, especially Black men, it would really benefit them and Black women, really. So I'll just say Black people. I really think it would be beneficial to have conversations with people outside of your community. And this is actually what I was telling Black women before you called in. You know, white men, Asian men, Hispanic men, they have a different perspective than Black men do because they're the different socialization. So, I mean, we don't ever hear on YouTube or any social media space large groups of white men, even though you recognize that, you know, there's single mothers everywhere, obviously. But you guys don't ever get on public platforms and you don't, you know, basically verbally crucify women for becoming, for being single mothers, because obviously, you know, you just said it yourself, it's the men. The men are doing it because the men control marriage. The men, you know, if they don't want to impregnate a woman, they don't have to. But you have Black men going around, and the reason I'm asking this is for Black women, because it's and maybe, you know, the Black men who listen, they can learn too, because I do notice, and I agree with you, it's even difficult for me as a Black woman to have a discussion with a Black man where he doesn't get angry or like disrespectful or very aggressive, especially when you talk about, you know, single mothers, you know, Black men taking accountability for children that they create. So I think that it would be really beneficial to have more dialogues and more discussions about, you know, your perception of our community, because ultimately, like I said, you guys are the ones writing legislation and enforcing it. Like, we're not doing that. So
I want to add here too, I have Black brothers, but they're not out here impregnating a bunch of different women. They don't even have kids. I have a 30-year-old brother. I have a 28-year-old brother. They don't even have kids. Not one. My younger brother is educated. My other brother has his own business. My older brother has his own business. But they're not out here creating havoc within the community. Unfortunately, they're unicorns. And to the Black women that want to sit up here in the comment section and defend Black men and the majority of Black men, you want to defend them collectively, right? Do you not understand you're neglecting your own needs when you do that? I know for a fact that I won't bump into one of my brothers. I know that for a fact. This is why I put my cape down and I said to hell with it, because yeah, my brothers are well. My brothers are doing good. They're not out here impregnating every woman that they come across. But is it likely that I'm going to bump into a man that doesn't have a child that's Black? Probably not. Because my brothers are unicorns. So as a Black woman, if you're not separating yourself from Black men because you don't share the same issues, your experiences when you go out into the world are different. They're not similar. They're not the same. Once you identify with the fact that your experiences are different based off of your gender, unfortunately, your experiences, the things that you go through, they're different, you'll burn your cape. And if you don't, you'll neglect yourself. You'll neglect yourself. So I have two brothers that wouldn't harm a fly unless it came to survival or defending me or someone else. They wouldn't hurt a fly. But unfortunately, they're not the majority. My brothers are not the majority. So my father is not the majority. He's not. So because of that, I had to focus on myself and I had to focus on my own issues. Or if not, I was going to continue to neglect myself. And when you neglect yourself in that way, you don't love yourself. You don't. You are going to put a man above your own needs. You're going to put a man before your own wants. Why would you do that? In what world would you do that? And why? You don't love yourself. Donna said, thank you for the $5. There are men that have literally trapped women because they didn't want them to have a hot girl summer and proudly joke about it. Yep, I've seen that. I've actually seen that. I think it was on TikTok. Disgusting. So yeah, to the Black women out here that want to keep defending man, understand you're neglecting your own needs and you should stop doing that. You're neglecting your own needs. Hold on, I'm trying to go back up to the chat box. So I wanted to point that out, and I still have my mentality. I still have this mentality because why? I'm focusing on myself. This platform is all about self-love, so you better get into it. You better get into it. If you don't know what self-love is, you're going to learn when you get off my platform what it is. You better get into it. You can't be out here neglecting yourself for a man. That's stupid. I love my brothers to death. I love my father to death. But at the end of the day, when I go out into the world, they don't be experiencing what I experience with men. They don't. So because of that, I have to focus on myself and my own needs. Squishy Ray, thank you for the $4.99. I fully believe in gatekeeping your womb, but I love how Sid said men create single mothers. Facts, because it's science. It's biology. It's biology. Why are they not practicing semen retention, huh? Why? Why can't you hold it in? The next time a man be like, why can't you close your legs? Well, why can't you hold your sperm in? Because they choose to abandon their children. That's facts. Mm-hmm. So listen, I get the black women dog, but my daddy, but my brothers, but my uncles, but my nephews, but my cousins. Girl, I get it. But at the end of the day, when they go out into the world, they don't have our experiences. Let it go. Please let it go. Defend your family. Defend the, as far, like when I say defend, I'm literally saying word of mouth. Okay, show up in court if you need to. But like, stop laying your life on the line when your needs are not being met. It does not make sense. It's backwards. Zuri Fruit, thank you for the $20. Brian said black men can't have conversations on an intellectual level. They are too emotionally triggered. Facts. And he knows they won't get the message. Why do you think they've come so hard for Sid and not Brian since her live? Yep. Because they never want to go up against another man. It's just ridiculous. So yeah, like I said, I love the black men in my life. They have protected me, looked after me, overly protective at times. But I can call my dad for anything. But at the end of the day, as a black woman on my own, when they are not around, my experiences are totally different. So that is why I burned my cape. It wasn't because I stopped loving the black men in my life. It was simply because our experiences are different. And I refuse to neglect my own needs, my own wants, and the things that I go through, all to praise a black man because he's a black man and he should be proud. But what is he inflicting harm on me though? Is he being overly aggressive towards me though? Is he being emotionally abusive to me though? This man over here, not my daddy and my brother and my cousins and my nephews I don't have, but you know what, like, I'm being abused by this black man over here and I'm being loved on and cherished by these black men over here. So what do I do? I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place, right? So you know what I did? Because I was stuck between a rock and a hard place, I chose myself. I'm pro-black woman. I chose myself. I was raped. I chose myself. So y'all want to be out here and don't attack the black man. Don't attack the black man. No. Listen, sis. All black men are not like your father. All black men are not like your brothers, your cousins, your nephews. They're not. They're not. So when you're stuck between a rock and a hard place, who you gonna choose, sis? Yourself. Choose yourself. Or sink. And I don't recommend you sink. Save yourself, sis. Shoot. And it took me a long time to do that. And in the beginning, I felt guilty. I'm like, why do I feel so guilty? I have no regrets. None. Sauce Boss, thank you for the $50. The chat, don't attack me. We only asking y'all questions because if majority of black men make 30 to 50K a year, based on the comments, many men many black men will not have a family if they can't give y'all the lifestyle y'all desire. We create a problem. And that's fine. If you feel like you can't step up, stop impregnating us. Thanks. You're doing us a favor. We thank you. Like, you act like, oh, we can't have a family. Oh my God. What? Oh, wow. I can't have a family, so now I can be the rich auntie. Oh my God. Stop impregnating people then if you can only make 30 to 50K a year. Anyway, Roxy, thank you for the $4.99. Brian spoke about real issues within the community, and Tyreek responded to Sid, not to Brian, by talking about Sid's weed. Really? Wow, I didn't even watch that. I didn't see that. That's all they can do, though. That's sad. That's why I said they don't have a leg to stand up on other than I'm a proud black man. That's all they got. They don't have infrastructure to stand on. Not a bank, not a business in sight, nothing. So yeah, that's all they got is they have to attack our weave, our beauty. And you know what's sad about that? White men stand behind their women when it comes to their beauty. Okay, when you go into CVS, let's stick to drugstore makeup. When you go into CVS, when you go into Walgreens, when you go into these drugstore companies and places and things like that, they have what? Brands to what? Enhance the white woman's beauty. Who do you think is making money on that? White man? Asians too. Let's get on them. Their men stand behind them and their beauty. It's a big thing over there in China. Stand behind them. Guess who's funding that though? An Asian man. So the joke's on them. They can sit up here and talk about our beauty all day, but all these other men and other ethnicities and racial groups are standing behind their women when it comes to their beauty, and they're profiting to where they can create infrastructure in their community. And you're sitting up here with not much critiquing another woman in her beauty when you could be profiting off of it. That's sad. Because you want to know what else is sad? Listen, you know how much money black men can make off of our beauty? Because people copy us. These other women copy us. You out here trying to procreate with them when they copying us. You know who should be profiting off of tanning lotions and these little tanning sprays? Black women, black men. But we don't profit off of it. Why is that? Because our men don't stand behind us in our beauty. You know what they do? They look down on us. They talk about us. Stupid. Meanwhile, these other races of men, they're out here profiting, creating a community that's safe, that's not called the hood or the ghetto. Just saying. I'm gonna just call you Waters. Thank you for the $4.99. Too many black men's values are misaligned. Oof, girl. And sexually irresponsible. Or sexually irresponsibility, competing with black women rather than other men, swaggering over wealth. Oh my God, that girl, I could do a whole rant off of that alone. Swaggering over wealth. And the list goes on. Yeah, the list is very long, sis. It's so long, it's just ridiculous. It is honestly ridiculous. So yeah, they can get on here and talk about Sid's weed while not profiting off of it like a dummy. Just dumb. Just dumb. All these other men are standing behind their women and their beauty, whether they like it or not, and they're making money. They don't care. They don't care. They're making their money as they should, because that's what men do. They don't care. They don't get in women's business. They're too busy conducting business. They don't get in women's business. They're too busy out here conducting their own business, and they'll get behind their women when it comes to beauty because why? Money's involved. Which what? Money offers what? Power, dominance. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to just call you Bookworm. Thank you, Bookworm. Thank you for the $10. A man who does not own land, business, or education do not count. As a black man, I am tired of arguing with these dudes about the importance of building up the community. Thank you. Why is the hood still the hood? Why is the ghetto still the ghetto? Why? Why is the hood still the hood? Why is the ghetto still the ghetto? Why is the hood and the ghetto a place that you feel like you have to leave? Why do you feel like you have to leave the hood and the ghetto? Why is it not a safe place to be? This is why I don't understand why. How are you pro-black? What community? The hood, the ghetto? What the? Oh, okay. That's what I thought. Every time they try to go in on us women, don't you understand we're an extension of each other? That's why we're mad at you. Well, we're not mad. We're just irritated. We're just over it. Like, it's like, come on. We're an extension of each other because that's the society that we live in. So it's just like, and y'all dragging us down and holding us back. That's why a lot of us are leaving the community to find better opportunities outside of the community. And even you are doing it because y'all rap about it in your lyrics. Gotta leave the hood because, the hood ain't where you want to be. Gang, though. It's stupid. So it is what it is. Sauce Boss, thank you for the $5. I make $270K a year. Okay, congratulations. I'm 26 and no, I don't have children or a baby mama and live in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. That's great. But you're a unicorn. You're not the majority. If you want my advice, go out here and get in the youth's ear and start mentoring them. I'm on my brother's ass about mentoring young boys because it's needed. Okay, they want to be cool. They want to be like the rappers. They only want to be in entertainment. Listen, make education cool. Make getting a degree cool. Make creating a career in a business cool. Get out here and mentor the youth in your community. Thanks. Okay. It's like they want, it's almost like black men want like a pat on their ass or a pat on their back. Like, what? Thank you for doing what you're supposed to do. Like, appreciate it. Like, who? Nobody has yet to pat me on my back. I've been waiting on it though. Like, am I gonna get a pat? No, still ain't got a pat. I'm waiting on my pat. I ain't got it. I'm waiting on my praise. Can't get it. So what are we like? Okay, like what are we doing? All right, like you can get out here and mentor though. They kill me with that.
If a child support law, becomes more, if it becomes more strict, which I believe that it should, I think obviously child support isn't strict enough if it's not motivating Black men to take some type of agency over the children that they create. But you would think that they would sit down and have these conversations so that they can see how, number one, manhood actually works, but how the real world operates. Because the real world doesn't operate where you just get to go create a bunch of children with different groups of women and then say they all should have chose better. Like, so how come you guys, like, why don't you guys do that to the women in your community? Like, what stops you guys from publicly crucifying, your women in your community?
I think it's just a cultural difference with how family structures are oriented. I've never thought about it. It's not an option to me. My children are lovely and intelligent and beautiful, and they're great. So I want to be around them as much as I can possibly be around them.
Such a sweet
I
man.
work a lot. So, as a business owner, I'm at my shop like 12 and a half, 13 hours a day, every day. So I really don't have any time or energy for anything else other than like eating and, maybe having sex with my wife and putting the kids to bed. Simple little stupid things like that. I don't have enough time to have, explicit indiscretions. I can't just go wild because I don't really have a lot of downtime. Ultimately, I think that's what it comes down to. Black men dropping out of society and not wanting to participate in their own financial security and freedom, and then pushing all that responsibility on you once there is a responsibility to be had. A child is not a thing. A child is not a number on a paper. It's somebody with soul and a spirit and dreams. Your children, my children, anyone's children. Children in Syria, children in China, children in Chad or Niger or Sudan. They're all scared of bumblebees and like popping bubbles and all the other stupid shit kids like doing. It's just what it is. They are not a bartering chip. And I've never seen Black women do that ever. you can't do this or that until you give me X amount of money and whatever pittance the courts are trying to make someone pay for their mixed job or their TJ Maxx staffing career, whatever they have going on. It is just fair play. The child needs food more than a grown adult who has the resources to go out and just go look for food, go get it at a shelter. A 5-year-old can just get on a bus and go and do that. And I'll come back to that whole black women being the most educated demographic in America. Black men have no interest in education, and they punk each other out constantly and make fun of each other for being intellectuals. Black women lift each other up, and they help each other study, and they help each other achieve, and that's why you're able to be head of the household, and you don't need these men anymore because you've taken.
You hear that, Boss Sauce? You've been pretty, active in my chat box. Listen, ladies, get the emotional intelligence to deal with my chat box, okay? I mean, I could add some mods if you want to be a mod, but I honestly want the people to actually speak. I do. I want people to speak, not ignorantly though, not bashful though, or bashing though, but let them speak. I told y'all, stop taking it emotionally and personally. Listen, because you know the game when you do that. When you shut them up and you block them and things like that, you don't know the game when you do that. So allow them to tell you what the game is so you can move accordingly, okay? So don't take it personally. And if you're not in a good place, maybe you shouldn't be in my chat box. Maybe you should rewatch it later, okay? But like he said, like I was saying to Sauce Boss, I that's why when you mentioned, how successful you are, and we live in a time where it's not cool to be educated. It's not cool to be a black man and be educated. It's not cool to be a black man and go to school. It's not cool to be a black man and have a career. Get out here and mentor. Okay, I'm a mentee. I mean, I mentor. I have mentees that I mentor and things like that. I'm doing my part. Help me, because I can't mentor men. I actually had a man that booked with me, and I had to refund him because I'm like, hey, I don't mentor men. So if you want to give back to your community, donate your time. Okay, my brother, he owns his own business, and in the summertime, he gives back by coaching a Little Leagues football team. Do what you can. Make school cool. Do what you can. But I'm not impressed by you doing what you're supposed to do because that's what you're supposed to do. I'm just not. Now, I could be proud, but I'm not impressed, though. I mean, if you want to woo me, you have to woo and wooing ain't doing what you're supposed to do. I mean, you got to go a little above and beyond to woo me because we're doing the same thing. We're doing the same thing. So if you want to woo me, it's going to be a little more than that. Well, a little more, just some more. Okay. K Roxanne, thank you for the $4.99. As a 23-year-old with one kid thinking I was in love, don't let these men trap you thinking they love you without a ring, ladies. Thank you, Kay. I appreciate you for not taking what I said offensively. I appreciate you for taking accountability, and I appreciate you for commenting and donating $4.99, sis. Thank you. Okay. Let's play this again.
On both natural roles.
The chat box. The people
if they were to be interested in education, if black men were to be interested in education and achievement with you, you guys get to take over America financially.
Yeah, they would be. They would be.
My life work, but black women work the hardest I've ever seen of anybody in my life.
They want to know if your wife is black or white.
Oh, wait.
She's also white.
Oh, okay, that's good. And see, that's the thing, because there is a lot of men in here, and I want to ask you about this too, and I've been seeing them say, oh, he's a simp, so I think that they're assuming that your wife is black, so they're calling you a simp.
No. No.
What do you think about that, though?
She actually just did one of those ancestry DNA things the other day. I mean, she's whiter than fucking white. Like, white as hell white, so am I. And that's just what it is. Most whites in America are very, very white. Same thing with blacks.
Yeah, they are.
It's just very concentrated pockets of different countries and different places. Like a lot of people from Angola or in Louisiana. A lot of people in Florida are sure, mixed with Takachi or whatever that native tribe is down there. A lot of slaves mixed with natives down there. So it is what it is. My wife is white. I'm not a simp, but I have no investment in it. It's just the facts about America. Look up the statistics. I mean, if black men are getting enraged in the comment section about what I'm saying.
Listen here. See, this is my issue with men like this. Thank you for the $5. So I'm about to school you on how. Y'all lie. Y'all manipulate. Y'all breadcrumb. Okay? You feed us lies. You use our emotions against us. You use sometimes our nurturing nature against us. You emotionally abuse us. That's how. Okay? You get us to trust you. You got men on this platform preaching red pill on how they can only spend an allowance of $25 just to bed a woman. I'm not for red pill content. You want to know why? It promotes out of wedlock births. So I'm not for it. So if you want to know how, I just told you. Because a lot of these women, they spread their legs because they trusted you, not because they was just out here spreading it to just every and anybody out here. Because I know I wasn't. I trusted them. They played me. So that's how. And you got some of these men out here that prey on your emotions. They prey on your trauma. So I'm out here teaching women, don't be an open book because they'll use it against you. They'll use it against you. So if you want to know how, I just told you how.
Google it. Look it up. Black women are the most educated demographic in America.
What do you think? But what do you think about them?
If you're not shit, you can't say shit.
What do you think about them calling you a simp just because you state facts and say stuff favorable about black women? Because that's what they do. They'll say, if you're respectful to a woman, then you're a simp.
That means nothing to me. Their comments don't emasculate me at all. Nothing. The only thing that's going to emasculate me is impotency in 30 years. That happens. Nothing else in this entire world could make me feel like less of a man. Nothing. No one's opinions mean anything. I formulate my own opinions in my own terms, looking at the facts about life, and then developing and strategizing honest opinions about things. That's why I called you with honesty, wanting to talk about the feminization of black men through people like Tariq Nasheed, who's, really just kind of a shuckster.
And basically what Brian is saying is that he's not easily influenced. So shade, taking shots does not affect him in his manhood. But apparently we can't speak for the collective of black men, because if they're not agreeing with what's cool, what's in, what's popular, what's trendy, then they're considered whack, and that has an emotional effect on them. But Brian said he doesn't care because he's not easily influenced. As a man, that don't bother him.
But he's profiting off of misery.
That's what he said.
Cycle to pull dollars.
Tariq is trying to make money. That's right. Tariq's thing is to make money. That's all he cares about. I ultimately, when I saw some of the same things that you see in him, which was why I stopped following him. So I believe that's what it is. I don't think that Tariq genuinely cares about the black community. In fact, I think he couldn't care less about it. I think he's playing on the weakness of black men and the desire of black men to not take accountability for anything. And it's ultimately the same thing that's happening with this Kevin Samuels trend. I don't know if you've heard of him.
Through you. Yeah, I know who he was before my community are suckered into that kind of shit, really. I don't pay attention to anyone telling me what it is to be or not be a man. I don't need anybody to give me instructions. I just followed a natural biological path and played the role that God gave me, and things kind of just fell into place in life. And it's definitely not because I'm a white man, because there's multiple black women, like I said before, in my field that are playing their natural role and doing what they have to do.
I know you guys are wanting me to go live with Cynthia G, and I may have to schedule that at a later date, but I have to go. So I'm trying to hurry up and get through this because I have someone I'm meeting up with at like 9 o'clock, and they're on their way. They just text me. So I won't be able to do it tonight, But let's hurry up and get through this video. Make sure you follow Sid, subscribe to her channel, you guys. Support her, regardless if you agree with everything. There is some truth to her commentary, her opinions, and her perspective. So subscribe to her channel. If you're also in the chat box, please give this video a thumbs up. Share it with your girlfriends, okay? If you love me and you support me, please give the video a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. Thank you.
And they followed the basic life steps, and things just magically fell into place. That's all you got to do in America. People could come here penniless and retire millionaires. Just follow the path.
Crazy.
You work hard, you do what you got to do, and things will just work out if you're passionate. That's all it needs to be. I don't appreciate someone like Kevin Samuels, who's an effeminate monster of a human being who
Thank you,
will
Rebecca.
drag people like you through the dirt just for the sake of getting a chuckle. I don't need a chuckle. I want facts. I want to know how a problem starts, how to remedy the problem, and then be part of the reason why it gets fixed. If I can leave the world a little bit better off than it was when I was born in 1983, then cool. That's what I'll die a happy man if I can help people out.
Yeah, because
to hurt people.
Yeah, he does, and that's what I was going to ask you, because the chat is asking me to ask you, what do you think about Kevin Samuels?
Somebody was like, Cynthia G used to be on Tyreek Sack. We all used to be on Black Men Sack. Like, let's keep it a stack. So, and to the Black women that are like, I don't like Cynthia G, like she hates Black men. Listen, if you go back far enough, you do some research and stop making an opinion based off of what you see today. She was all for Black men. She was all for speaking on solutions that we could have within the Black community. But because she realized that Black men were all talk, and they didn't walk the walk, she decided that, damn, let me save myself and help others save themselves. Other women save themselves. So if you didn't know, now you know. But if you go back far enough, she was against interracial dating. She was against, she was pro-Black. She was like a lot of us. But once you start to see the things for what they are, once you start to see what some of these Black men do, the majority of Black men do, you start to question, like, dang, what do I really believe in at this point? So you need to go back far enough. You'll watch some of her videos. She was very pro-Black. She was, and she supported, like a lot of us, supported a lot of these Black male and manosphere channels, but it was because we were brainwashed. We were under this, we had our rose-covered glasses on, and we weren't really seeing things for what they really are. So, like I said, go subscribe to her channel. Give this video a thumbs up. Okay? But she was all for the Black man. But when she started to realize that it was a dream, it was a facade, it was all talk, all smoke and mirrors, that's when she changed up her commentary, as she should, because she was trying to save herself. We're not getting older. I mean, we're not getting younger here, people. We're getting older. So you're either going to shit on the pot or get off the pot. Okay, you're either going to shit on the pot or get off the pot. And she decided to get off the pot. So I got off the pot. I got off the ship, girl. I hopped ship. I said, they not going where we need to be. They not going nowhere I need to be. They not going where I had to hop ship quick because they wasn't going nowhere. I said, these men are all talk. All smoke and mirrors, leading me to a dead end ditch. To struggle. Like, listen, the struggle can kill your dream, but if you're a person with a strong mindset, it won't. But these men, they already defeated, talking about, oh, the Black man holding me back, the economy is bad. I'm like, well, damn, if you already defeated, I'm not getting on your ship, okay? I'm not getting on your ship. I'm going to go to somebody else's ship because clearly they don't have that defeated mindset. So, yeah. You'll be 85 years old waiting for a Black man to get it together. And I don't have time. I got stuff to do. Shoot. And part of the stuff to do is I'm over here building my own shit by myself. Because I'm like, they ain't going nowhere I need to be going. So I'm over here building my own shit. So it's just ridiculous. Selena, Cynthia G admits this is the most, in most of her videos, people need to do research and just listen to the message. Facts. And then people want to try to discredit her because people are speculating whether or not she's a single mother or not. Why does that matter? Why do y'all always try to discredit people based off of mistakes that they have made as if they have made them? Because to be honest, I can't find anywhere where she was ever pregnant or if she really was. But it's like, why does that even matter? That kills me. Y'all always trying to discredit a Black woman. Oh, you're a single mother. Or, oh, you've had abortions. Or, oh, da-da-da. Like, why does that matter? I see it all the time in my comment section. Like, it's her business. Oh, check your email. Listen, I don't have time to feed your ego tonight, boss man. I'm sorry. I will check the email and confirm it in a later live. I don't have time to feed that ego about whether you shouldn't care. You shouldn't care if we believe you or not. You just should. I don't have time though.
Because he is now basically the star to Black men. It's almost like he's Black men's savior because he's again putting everything on the woman.
Check this out. So the same exact way that white people look at Donald Trump is the exact same way Black men look at Kevin Samuels. And hear me out. Many white people support the idea and beliefs of Donald Trump, not necessarily Donald Trump himself. And they're willing to vote for somebody who lacks basic competence in a moral compass.
Hold on. Their ideologies are just interesting. You guys, I'm just going to keep the video going because I'm on a time limit here. I'm going to just keep posting your comments. So keep, if you want, or your super chat. So keep super chatting. I will post it so people can read what you have to say on the screen. But I'm done stopping the video. I have to stop the video, and I'm sorry, but I have to. This went way longer. It was only supposed to be like an hour long, but I had a lot to say, so let's get back to it.
In exchange for somebody providing a platform in which their ideas can be heard. Similar case to Black men and Kevin Samuels. Us Black men have never had a Black man to speak unapologetically on behalf of us. And unfortunately, that's where Kevin Samuels comes in. So here comes Kevin Samuels, who's pretty much an asshole. He sugarcoats nothing for women, unlike other men with platforms. And while he is incorrect in some areas in his approach and some of his messages, he speaks many things that Black men have felt like they could never truly express or had someone to express for them. And not just find why he's an asshole, he's just a Black Trump for men.
So, I mean, what do you think about Kevin Samuels? Because the chat does want to know.
He makes RuPaul look like a masculine bush.
Exactly. Well, he is very feminine. I mean, he is, but the reason why I asked, aside from the chat box asking, is because a lot of his followers will come in, and because I'll tell Black women, you know, whatever Kevin Samuels is saying, it doesn't go beyond the Black community. Like, I don't see any viral videos of him talking to a white woman or a Latino woman or an Asian.
I'm sorry, you guys. I have to stop it for a sec. Okay, Dom, I saw your super chat. Thank you, sis. She said, hey, Yoni, I can't put it on the screen because it's too far up. But she said, hey, Yoni, I'm 22, been dealing with the pressure to settle. Don't. I know I shouldn't lower my standards, but it's difficult. Any advice to get out of this mindset? Put yourself first always. Love yourself more than the pressures of society and never settle. Why? Because if you settle, you're just going to be unhappy. Never settle. You will be proud of your decisions when you don't settle. When you settle, you will not be proud, you will not be happy, and you will not be fulfilled. And your happiness is what truly matters, even if it doesn't look the way that you thought it should when you were a young girl. So never settle.
Woman, where they're asking him, unless it's a Black Latina, where she's asking him. So basically, Kevin Samuels is popular in the white community. He's popular in the Black community. I'm sorry. Do you think white people would even care, let alone white men would even care about anything that Kevin Samuels doing enough to even mention his name?
No, I don't care about people who disempower others and perpetuate victim complexes. America, like I said, America's a beautiful place with a lot of opportunity if you want it. So instead of being a victim, you can go grab a mop and a bucket like I did when I was in college and start cleaning other people's houses for money. How I saved up money for my first business was scrubbing the shit out of other people's toilets. I just wanted to work hard. So I did that under the table, got paid, got my TPA, got a company, sold Mary Maids, and then I just kept building off of that. And now I have 350 employees, 30 franchises in 3 states.
Ooh, wow. Congrats to you.
Right.
Do you guys think, and
want people like Kevin Samuels to stop emasculating and feminizing
Black men. Exactly. I want him to too. I want him to realize that he's emasculating Black men. But I just have one more question, because I do have, I'm running out of time. It's a good discussion, and that's why I'm gonna ask you one more question. Do you think, and I'm asking you because I know you're a white man, you represent the mindset of white men, and feel free to be as honest as you have been. Do you guys see it as possible for a Black man to be a high value man?
No, not now. I mean, they need to work on themselves first. They need to be equally as qualified and tenacious and hungry and thirsty for success in life as Black women. You've shown yourself and proven to be extremely valuable Americans, and I appreciate you guys more than you'd ever know. I love Black women. I love all women, period. But not all women are the most educated demographic in America. Mm-hmm. There's all these scholarship programs that are out and available. Single moms, they take advantage of it. They get educated, they take care of their families. If the opportunities are available to Black men, they don't want to. So that's their fucking problem.
Exactly. No, I completely agree with you. And to be honest, I'll tell you something that I've been telling, the people on my channel, because they'll say, oh, you've changed. A couple of years ago, I probably wouldn't have agreed with what you were saying. I probably wouldn't even have allowed you to say what you were saying, because I position myself, to protect the image of whatever that would be of Black men. But the bottom line of it is in order for things to change, not only do I as a Black woman have to embrace the truth regardless to whether I like it or feel like, somebody doesn't have a right to speak it, but at the end of the day, the fact that we're integrated in a society, we have to share spaces with you guys. Why can't you make your opinion? Why can't you say your opinion if there's a lot of Black men who get to express their opinion on what they think about what white men are doing? Why then can't white men express their opinion on what Black men are doing because they're affected by it? It just is what it is. If we share spaces, then you are affected by what Black men do in society. So a while back, I may not have listened to it, but at this point, I don't see that anything that you're saying is untrue. The bottom line of it is you guys look at the Black community, specifically Black men, all day, every day, because you understand that men are supposed to be running communities, and that whatever the state of your community is reflected on the men, and that just is what it is. And it sounds as if that's what you're saying, that Black men need to essentially be men and step into their role as men, and stop effeminizing themselves. And I agree.
Yep. All right, I got to get going, but it was nice talking with you.
And nice talking to you too. And feel free to call in whenever you want to. And thank you for your perspective.
Oh, that was such a lovely video. You guys make sure you subscribe to Cynthia G's channel. Give this video a thumbs up. And before I let you go, today, I want to end it with this. I was saving this for the last, my outro. I wanted to save it because I wanted to save best for last. I did. So, okay, am I tripping? But my glass was just moving? Okay. Before I let y'all go, I got something real special. So hold on tight. I got something real special. Let me shout out this super chat. Hold on, I gotta find it. Okay. K Roxanne, thank you. Edited, you go. I just want to say, even in my predicament, I still got me a high value man. Okay, sis, I see you out here. Who cares? And love on me in the proper way. Never settle. Thank you. Thank you, Kay. I know that's right. Okay, so like I said, I was saving the best for last. Oh, was I saving the best for last? Just hold on tight. Let me pull it on up here, sis. Just give me a sec. Because, they have this man on social media that they refer to as the Godfather, and they put him on a pedestal. So I'm just like, okay, they put this man on a pedestal. So let me see what he had to say about Black men. Because, he's always focusing on us as women.
You should have been with her.
Let me Let me see what the Godfather had to say as of recently. I mean, this is just fabulous. Let me share it here for a sec. Okay. Just give me a sec. Mm-hmm. Y'all gonna get me. Y'all about to make me start humming old church hymns here. Hold on. Didn't Cynthia G get pregnant by a dusty black man who have 3 other baby mamas? Again, that's speculation. I'm not speaking on that because I don't know anything about it. But thank you for the $10. I don't know. But why does that matter? Why can't she learn from her mistakes and her experiences? Like, I just got done dirty by a man last year. Like, what's tea? What's good? Like, what are we doing? This is, if anything, it proves her point further. Y'all kill me with that. Like, why does that matter? If y'all not talking about the weave, y'all talking about the mistakes. I know plenty of drug dealers that went to jail and did time. They got out and they changed their life around. What you saying though? Okay, let's see what the Godfather had to say.
You shouldn't have been with her.
Okay.
She was going for all right, man. See, we have a problem. If you pick a woman who's going to school and getting dual doctorates, and you're an Uber driver and a musician, you're unequally yoked, man. You know that. And if you want her to wait on your potential, I think you're too young to be worried about any of this stuff anyway. And what I'm hearing is a lack of maturity because you haven't got there yet.
Call B.
If she had a father
who
was a productive, competitive, successful man, do you think he would have accepted you as an adequate son-in-law?
No.
Then it's not about her.
I was saying black women in general. That was just the relationship.
But see, you talk about black women in general, and just like with black women, I get specific. You can't talk about general if you can live specifically in your life. You can't come in and saying that about black women being your enemy. How is that woman your enemy?
I feel like despite the things that I
How is that woman your enemy?
Throughout the entire relationship, man, it was a teardown.
You shouldn't have been in the French toast relationship.
I agree with you on that point.
Take ownership and accountability for the fact that you shouldn't have been trying to. No, you don't.
I do.
You're coming in.
Hold on, let's play it again. Let's play it again.
You shouldn't have been.
Because, y'all know how I am. Y'all know I come with the receipts at the right time. And you want to know why? Because all these men were on YouTube running with this narrative that the white man, he don't want to see us win. Well, I guess your Godfather don't either, because he out here holding you accountable now. Trying to go mainstream, taking Cynthia G's talking points. So let's play that one more time. One more again. Let's play it one more again. That's what my grandmama used to say. Let's do that one more again.
You shouldn't have been with her.
Okay.
She was going for all right, man. See, we have a problem. If you pick a woman who's going to school and getting dual doctorates, and you're an Uber driver and a musician, you're unequally yoked, man. You know that. And if you want her to wait on your potential, I think you're too young to be worried about any of this stuff anyway. And what I'm hearing is a lack of maturity because you haven't got there yet. If she had a father who was a productive, competitive, successful man, do you think he would have accepted you as an adequate son-in-law?
No.
Then it's not about her.
I was saying black women in general. That was just the relationship.
But see, you talk about black women in general, and just like with black women, I get specific. You can't talk about general if you can live specifically in your life. You can't come in and saying that about black women being your enemy. How is that woman your enemy?
like, despite the things that I wanted
How was that woman your enemy?
Throughout the entire relationship, man, it was
you shouldn't have been in a close relationship.
I agree with you on that point.
Take ownership and accountability for the fact that you shouldn't have been trying to. No, you don't.
I do.
Coming in.
I had to play that, y'all. I had to play that because, they be like, the white man trying to bring me down. The white man don't want to see me win. Well, the Godfather don't. Apparently, he don't want to see you win either. That's what it sounds like. But let me play what he has to say one more time. This man said, and I'm going to leave it on this note. I'm going to leave it on this note. I'm going to leave it. We're going to end this live with what this man said. Let me play it one more again.
If Black men would be interested in education and achievement with you, you guys get to take over America financially.
Yeah, they would be. They would be.
In my life work, but Black women work the hardest I've ever seen of anybody in my life.
They want to know if your wife is Black or white.
She's also white.
Let me play it one more again, though, just so they can really hear what this man said. He said,
if Black men would be interested in education and achievement with you, you guys get to take over America financially.
Yeah, they would be. They would be.
In my life work, but Black women work the hardest I've ever seen of anybody in my life.
And he with a whole white woman. So that's all that I have for today's video. I really enjoyed tonight's live. Make sure you go and subscribe to Cynthia G's channel. And if you're new here, subscribe to my channel. Also, before you leave, please give this video a thumbs up. Share it for the culture, okay? Save a sister out here if you feel like if she needs some saving, go ahead and share it with her. I really enjoyed tonight's live. I probably will be back. No, I'll be back on here tomorrow to do another live tomorrow night, probably around the same time, to react to a Black man that reacted to Cynthia G's call. It's funny how they're addressing her and not the man, but So yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. Same time, 7 o'clock Central Time or PM Central Time. So I will see you tomorrow. You guys have a lovely night. And yeah,